Tuvok's complete Star Trek timeline explained. Few Vulcans in Star Trek history have earned as much respect as Tuvok. Calm, logical, and fiercely loyal, Tuvok stands as one of the most quietly complex officers in the franchise, a figure who bridges eras from the classic days of Captain Sulu to the modern Star Trek prodigy. His story spans over a century of Star Trek history, making him one of the longest-serving and most consistently developed characters in the franchise. Let's trace his complete timeline, from his early years on Vulcan to his latest appearance in Prodigy, and explore what makes his journey so enduring. Early life on Vulcan and first Starfleet career 2264 to 2298. Born in 2264 on Vulcan, Tuvok was raised in a culture where logic and emotional restraint were paramount. Yet even as a youth, he struggled with the rigid expectations of his people. That internal conflict would define much of his life, a Vulcan constantly trying to reconcile instinct and discipline. At age 24, in 2288, Tuvok joined Starfleet Academy, though not out of enthusiasm. In Star Trek Voyager, he later revealed that he initially resented serving among emotional humans and felt out of place in Starfleet's looser, more expressive culture. Despite his discomfort, he graduated and began a career that would unexpectedly shape Federation history. During his early Starfleet years, Tuvok served aboard the USS Excelsior under Captain Hikaru Sulu. Fans first saw this part of his story in Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country 1991, though Tuvok's presence was added retroactively through Voyager's episode Flashback Season 3, Episode 2. That episode, featuring both Tim Russ and George Takei, canonically placed Tuvok aboard the Excelsior during the events surrounding Chancellor Gorkon's assassination and the Khitomer Accords, a defining peace moment between the Federation and the Klingons. Tuvok's experiences on the Excelsior were formative. He admired Sulu's decisive leadership, even if he questioned the captain's emotional approach. After that assignment, however, Tuvok became disillusioned with Starfleet's human-centric tendencies. He resigned in 2298 and returned to Vulcan. And Rediscovering Logic 2298 to 2311. For over a decade, Tuvok retreated from Starfleet life. During this period, he fully embraced traditional Vulcan philosophy, seeking balance through logic and meditation. He married T'Pel, with whom he would later have 4 children. His return to Vulcan life restored his sense of purpose, but also left him curious about the galaxy beyond his homeworld's deserts. By 2311, Tuvok's perspective had evolved. He realized that understanding the galaxy's diversity, rather than rejecting it, was the ultimate logical pursuit. With renewed resolve, he rejoined Starfleet, beginning a second, far more distinguished career. Starfleet Officer and Intelligence Specialist 2311 to 2371, Tuvok's second Starfleet tenure defined his legacy. His tactical brilliance, mastery of Vulcan mind techniques, and calm under pressure made him invaluable. Over the next 60 years, he rose through the ranks, serving in various capacities, including tactical officer, security chief, and intelligence analyst. He was active during pivotal events in Federation history: the Cardassian conflicts, growing tensions with the Romulans, and early Dominion activity in the Gamma Quadrant. By the 2360s, Tuvok had established himself as one of Starfleet's most dependable officers, even if his loyalty to Vulcan principles often put him at odds with more emotional colleagues. In the early 2370s, he was assigned to infiltrate the Maquis, a rogue group of Federation colonists turned rebels after the Cardassian Treaty. Disguised as a Maquis crewman, he joined the ship commanded by Chakotay. However, that mission took an unexpected turn. The Voyager years 2371 to 2378. In 2371, while Tuvok was still undercover, both the Maquis ship and the USS Voyager were pulled into the Delta Quadrant by a mysterious alien known as the Caretaker. This event launched Star Trek Voyager and defined the next 7 years of Tuvok's life. As Voyager's chief of security and tactical officer, Tuvok became Captain Catherine Janeway's closest advisor and moral anchor. His loyalty to Janeway was unshakable, a Vulcan bond built on mutual respect and logic. His mentorship extended to the crew as well, especially Seven of Nine and Harry Kim, both of whom benefited from his guidance. Episodes like Mel, Gravity, and Riddles revealed Tuvok's deep humanity beneath his Vulcan exterior. His friendship with Neelix, though strained at first, evolved into one of the show's most unexpectedly touching dynamics. And when the ship finally returned home in 2378, Tuvok's patience, intellect, and composure were instrumental in holding Voyager together across their 70,000 light-year journey. Later Starfleet career and Admiral years 2379-2400. After Voyager's return, Tuvok was promoted, eventually reaching the rank of captain and later admiral. Canon and extended materials, including Star Trek Online and Prodigy references, suggest that he continued serving in intelligence and tactical command roles throughout the 2380s and 2390s. By the early 25th century, he had become